What's up, my friends? We're going to do another head-to-head on Xbox Series X versus PlayStation 5 Pro. But first, welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew, and this is an older game, and you're probably wondering, Frog, why do you keep doing older games? Well, my friends, this is the thing that I really love about these upgraded consoles. The fact that they can go back and upgrade your games without needing a patch, be able to take advantage of like the dynamic resolution, take advantage of things like, you know, frame rate, dynamic frame rate. So when we get new consoles and they have that ability to do enhanced backward compatibility or enhance older games that have already been out and that we can go back and look at, I find that very intriguing. That in a way, it's kind of like, I hope that as these console generations keep progressing, every time we get new hardware, they're able to go back and upscale or pretty much breathe new life into games that you already own. And especially, this probably matters more to those of us that buy digital video games. If you're buying a disc game, there's a 50-50 chance that you probably beat it, traded it back in, traded it to get something new. But for us that like to keep a hold of our digital libraries, these are the exciting features that make these consoles actually worth it for me to pick them up in the long run. So we're going to take a look at Watch Dogs Legion running on Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5 Pro. Now, my favorite way to play this game when it first came out was on the Xbox Series X. Now, it had a softer tone to it, whereas the PlayStation 5 just had this like over sharpening effect, so I didn't really like it. It did something to the overall texture quality with that game. So we're going to go ahead and jump into this. I'm going to play the video for you guys, and we're going to go ahead and go through this and talk about it together. So give me just a second to hit play. All right, my friends. Now, as I look at this game, the left side is the Xbox Series X. The right side is the PlayStation 5 Pro. And as you can already see, time of day is just it's basically the same time of day, but the cloud coverage is a little bit messed up. So try not to read so much into that, because the other things that we can absolutely look at still is the overall texture quality, the sharpness of the image, some of the other stuff that just kind of will pop and we'll look at that as we kind of go through this video. So over here on the left, obviously the hologram is definitely a little bit more vibrant on the PlayStation 5. This is definitely subjective, my friends. So when you're looking at this, try to be a little bit subjective when we look at this, because you know, you've got up here on the flagpoles on the PlayStation 5 side, you can kind of see a little bit of shimmering up there. But the funny thing is the Xbox version looks to be running this game around, I would say 1700p, not quite at 4K. PlayStation 5 was running this definitely a little bit, well, kind of close to the same range, but now it is actually native 4K. Like, it looks native 4K now. Sorry about the whole camera angle thing. This was probably the most frustrating thing to line up. And no matter what I did, no matter how many times I walked around this freaking block, the PlayStation version was always ahead for some reason. Obviously, I did record the PlayStation footage first, so I was playing catch up literally all day trying to do the Xbox, because it started daytime on the PlayStation 5 and nighttime on the Xbox. So it was, trust me, it was kind of a pain in the butt. But as you look throughout the city as we're walking around, like, I mean, this isn't like a massive win for like PlayStation 5 Pro, because you could see up in the windows on the left there was some shimmering. You can still see a little bit of shimmering if you look over here at the building on the other side, and the Xbox definitely, you know, the shimmering isn't as bad on the Xbox version in some instances, but definitely there's a lot more shimmering on the Xbox as well too. Like, it just depends on what you're doing. If you're panning the camera, you'll get some pretty decent freaking overall shimmering. When we walk through here, you can obviously, no, I'm not going to say obviously, because this is pretty subjective, to be completely honest with you, but the overall clarity that I feel like I'm getting from the PlayStation 5 version really just kind of stands out a little bit for the most part. And on the Xbox version, it still has that like softer tone, but as you can tell, the PlayStation version now has that softer look to it as well. It does happen to have that, it got rid of the over sharpening effect that the PlayStation 5 has. And it just has this more natural, like when you're looking at like the sides of these buildings or the ground that we're walking on, the sidewalk, asphalt, whatever they call it there, it looks more natural on both of them now. Like this is a lot closer than it was on the PlayStation and the Xbox Series X on the base PS5. If you look at the little lady in the very back, she's like stuck on the sign. No, I'm just joking. When you look at like the materials on the overall game and stuff, it just, in my mind, it really does tend to hold up, and they do look very, very close. But that extra added resolution that you get on the PlayStation 5 version, I think it just brings the texture work out even more. Like if you look on the ground, you could definitely see more of like a textured pattern on the sidewalk and stuff. As you look in the buildings, like the sides of the buildings and stuff, you can kind of see a little bit higher quality texture down here on the bottom, over by the over by where the dude's sitting right here. Like if you look in the little alcoves and stuff, you can kind of see like a little bit better texture work. I just feel like that looks a little bit more realistic to me for the most part. And the overall like the atmosphere that you get from one to another. I mean, if you look at this building to the left when you get closer over on the Xbox, you see how much farther back in the distance you were getting detail on the PlayStation 5 version, where some of the distance, the distant draw distance on the Xbox version tends to look a little bit more smudgy and blurry until you get a lot closer. See, like we're still getting pretty close to that building over there, and we had more detail on the PlayStation side as we turn this corner and kind of look at things on the PlayStation. I really like the way that looks. It really does kind of stand out. The reflections and the water puddles look pretty nice. They hold up very well. This is the performance mode, so there's really no ray tracing in that as we get around this overall experience or whatever. But I've really liked doing this video. I really do like doing these videos, but this one here was kind of frustrating. It literally took all day to try to do this. So when you get a chance, or if you get a chance to go back and check this game out on your PlayStation 5 Pro, I absolutely think it looks incredible. The Xbox version definitely still holds up very, very well on this, but you do get more of that like smudge or fuzz or a little bit more blur every once in a while, just due to the lower resolution on that. Whereas the PlayStation 5 version is definitely a lot more native 4K now. As we like get into like the overall experience for actually how this game plays, I mean, that, my friends, is definitely a subjective thing as well. So when I did the Assassin's Creed video the other day, I was like, whoa, man, this game looks really, really freaking good on the PlayStation 5 Pro. And I was kind of hoping that I would go back to something like Watch Dogs Legion and have that one there kind of do the same thing. But, well, my friends, I do like doing these videos. I'm working on Far Cry 6 right now. That game has really, I was recording footage all day today and getting the time of days and everything like kind of set up and trying to figure out exactly what I'm going to put in there and how I'm going to do it. For me, the Assassin's Creed video was really good, but I'm having a really hard time lining up games like Watch Dogs Legion or Far Cry 6 and some of the other games that I'm actually working on. Trying to find a way to do that, and some of them I might just have to like restart from the beginning and just use like the first half hour of footage or something, because getting into some of these games is like really hard. I spent probably most of the day on Far Cry 6, and I've got a lot of footage, but I just can't seem to get anything to line up right, or I'll be walking down the same trail and I'll get attacked by an enemy or something. it was getting frustrating. Like, I was getting so mad because that was the game I wanted to put out today. I was getting so mad at that that I had to stop. I had to take a step back and just be like, all right, fine. I'm gonna do the Watch Dogs one, and I you know, because it's already getting to be about midnight here. So I wanted to go ahead and throw that one together, get this one out, let you guys see that, like, look, I am working on this. I'm gonna do my best to get a Far Cry one out for you guys tomorrow. I really didn't expect this video to take all freaking day. Like, I've been up since 7 o'clock this morning trying to do this, and like I said, Far Cry was just getting so frustrating, and because I had this vision. I was like, no, I'm not going to stop. I'm going to do exactly what I wanted to do and and get it there. And yeah, it just did not freaking turn out the way I wanted, and I was starting to get frustrated. So I brought Watch Dogs. So hopefully if you guys like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit me up in the comment section. Give me some pointers. Give me some suggestions of games that you guys would like to see, and I will do my best to try to get those out there for you. So yeah, this is definitely a slight win for PS5 Pro on this game. Like, Xbox Series X version holds up pretty well still. So if you've got a Series X, I mean, yeah, you're definitely missing out on some higher resolution. But overall, I think the game overall stands up really well. And if you're playing at night, like, it's almost like, yeah, it's so hard to tell a difference between these two at nighttime in the game. So yeah, this is a slight win for the PlayStation 5 Pro. I really like the fact that PlayStation 5 Pro was able to reinvigorate this game and bring it back and give us that 60 FPS experience, running at, you know, 4K resolution with good texture work and overall not over sharpening it and stuff. So yeah, this is definitely a win. And if you have a PS5 Pro, I suggest checking this out. I think you'd be pretty impressed with it. So all right, guys, we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.